So, what are a few other popular genres in America? Of course, there is rock music. And maybe you've listened to some rock music, but maybe you're not sure exactly what makes something rock music. Okay? Rock music was super popular when I was in high school. Like, it was everywhere. And right now it's still around, but maybe it's not, or not considered pop music. It's not the front. It's not what everybody listens to these days. Some of it is super popular, but maybe not as much as 20 years ago. So what makes rock music rock music? Well, usually it's led by an electric guitar. And so it gives it that special sound of rock music. So electric guitar. And then bass. Now before we saw a classical music bass, but this is a bass guitar. And it looks just like a guitar, except it only has 4 strings. And all of the strings are very low sound, like boom, 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 boom. Okay? So electric guitar, bass, and then drums. Not percussion like in a classical symphony, but drums, like a drum kit. And then also vocals. And so in rock music, there's often lyrics about love, and then sometimes lyrics about confidence. So lots of music's about love, right? But there's a lot of rock that's popular now that's about confidence. What does that mean? Maybe it's trying to get you energetic, like we're going to win, we're going to fight, we're going to do the best, that kind of thing. There's a group called Imagine Dragons. I don't really like them, but they're super popular. And their music's often about confidence. It's about winning, doing good, being the best. And so they use their music at like basketball games or baseball games. Like, we're going to do this. And then they play it to a basketball team so they feel powerful. Okay? So that's what rock music is. What are some kinds of rock music? Well, one kind that was really popular when I was younger is called punk rock. This is a little bit faster than most rock music. It has the same basics, electric guitar, bass, drum, and a singer, but it's a little bit faster. And the lyrics are often about being different. Maybe you want to be different than everybody else. I don't care about you. I don't care about society. And so punk music is usually very rebellious. Rebellious means you want to rebel or like fight against what's normal. Excuse me. Everybody is this way. I want to be different. That kind of thing. And part of that is that for punks and punk rock fans, they like rebellious, crazy style. This kind of haircut is called a mohawk, where it's all your hair up in the middle. This was really popular when I was in like high school, I guess. I'm getting old, but like in the late 90s, around the year 2000, punk rock was really popular. Another kind of rock music is called heavy metal. Now, that sounds intense, right? Heavy metal. So, heavy metal is when you play rock music, but play it really loud and really fast. And so, take a guitar and go da-da-da-da-da, go crazy on it. And so, a lot of heavy metal, you can also just say metal, the lyrics are about being angry or being like very aggressive, like ugh. The music's really fast and powerful, intense. I don't really like it, but a lot of people do. They feel like it's a good way to get out their energy. Maybe they're in a bad mood, so they listen to crazy heavy metal music and it helps them relax. Okay? What else do we have? Another kind of music that's super popular in America is called country music. And so country music, it's very popular all across the United States, but usually you think about the South and maybe the middle of the United States. So, well, in the country. So, if you people who come from the city, they might listen to a little bit of country, but country is most popular outside of cities, in smaller towns, in smaller areas, or places with less people, maybe farms and outdoor types places. So country music, it's popular in the country, right? The countryside. And so this is one of the most popular kinds of music in America. And what makes country country? Rock music has electric guitars. Country usually has acoustic guitar. That's an interesting word. Acoustic. So acoustic means that it's kind of natural sound. Electric guitar, if you play it by itself, it doesn't make any sound. You have to plug it in and use electricity. An acoustic guitar, you can just play it and it makes sound without power. So acoustic usually means music that doesn't have any electricity or any technology, right? So an acoustic guitar, it's a very different sound than electric, okay? Another instrument that's popular in country music is a banjo. And a banjo is something, it's similar to a guitar, but it has a very different sound. It's kind of twangy. So when they play, it goes bow, 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 bow. Hard to describe. You should check out banjo music. And it's a very, or people associate it with the countryside, okay? And last but not least, another thing is the fiddle. Now, what the heck? What is a fiddle? It looks like something else. A fiddle is just a violin. But the way they play it is different than classical music. Violin, you play classical music and play soft, beautiful music often. A fiddle, they play really fast. And so instead of saying play the violin, they say play the fiddle. And that tells you how they're going to play it as well. So country music has acoustic guitar, banjo, and fiddle, along with other things like drums and stuff. Okay? What else do we have? Also, another super popular category or genre of music in America is hip-hop music. And another name for hip-hop is rap. Well, hip-hop and rap, there might be differences, but they're similar. I'm not an expert in the name of the genres, so don't ask me. Hip-hop and rap are both similar, okay? They're connected in many ways. So there might be slight differences, but for us, it's not a big deal. So you could say hip-hop, you could say rap, okay? Both of them, the most important thing is that the people in the song will be rapping. And rapping is not really singing, right? Rapping is more like reading a poem almost. It's sort of like talking, but in a special way. It's talking with a rhythm, with a beat, okay? And so we call it rapping, okay? So that's a key part of hip-hop and rap music. Rapping. You could have singing in like the chorus part, but the most important part is rap, okay? Another thing is that rap music often uses sampling. And so what that means is they don't have a person playing guitar. Well, okay. Sometimes, of course. Sometimes this is true. Not always. But a lot of hip-hop and rap music, they don't have someone playing the instruments. They don't have a guitarist. They don't have a drummer. They don't have someone playing piano. There's a lot of sampling, which means they take parts of other songs and cut it and then play it again and again and again. And by mixing things together, they create something new and interesting. Okay? This is especially common in older hip hop music. Like if you listen to music by Tupac, all of his songs, or most of his songs, the music is actually from other songs from like the 1970s or something. Okay? So rapping is a big part, sampling is a big part, and then turntables are a big part of hip hop. That's when you have a record on a table and it turns and maybe you scratch it. Okay? And then also a big part is something called a drum machine. Instead of actually playing the drums, a lot of hip hop will use a drum machine. And so you can program the drums. So click buttons to plan out your drums. And it gives it a really interesting style. Okay? And then for hip hop and rap, some of it, the lyrics are about social issues, about problems in the world, trying to make the world better. Okay? And then some of it is about partying, having fun, right? And then some of it are about money. Why is it about money? Well, a lot of people who are involved with hip hop and rap might have come from living in cities, and maybe they didn't have a lot of money growing up. And so their life is kind of about finding a way to support themselves and their family. And so trying to make money is a really important part of life in the city, right? And so a lot of hip hop and rap ends up being about money too, and making money, which makes for very interesting lyrics sometimes. But yeah, I would recommend, if you're not used to this kind of music, you should give it a try once in a while. Don't be afraid just because it's hip hop or rap or whatever. There's a lot of awesome hip hop out there. Okay. One more kind of music to talk about is electronic music.